Welcome to Gaming in the Garage. I am the...
I don't care.
Don't ruin the intro.
Intro, like insert intro here.
I'm the Chivalrous Toaster, here with
Bastion.
the Dragon Warrior. We're talking about Bastion. We are going to do just kind of a Let's Play and play Bastion a couple of times, but our internet connection is a potato. So instead...
So, like, literally, like...
Yeah, that's how we're connected to the internet.
Just like a potato, like, clock.
Yeah.
Like, those
Like a bomb clock, like, oh, man.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else.
Yeah. So, instead, we recorded some gameplay, and we're going to show you guys that, and then just talk about this Bastion buff that's going to go through. Or maybe not, because it's in the PTR right now. So that it's not a
Confirmed.
definite thing, but I swear the patch is rolling in today when we're recording this.
Yeah, couldn't you
'Cause
preload it?
Yeah, it was like a gig, I think. So it might have already gone through. But I was able to play him in the PTR for a little bit. And he still feels kind of average.
I think that's mostly on purpose.
So let's talk about what's happening to him. His bullet spread in Sentry mode is being increased by like 50%. There's some specific number. It's a lot, I can tell you. Things that I used to be able to hit with him is super hard now. On like Ilios, on the first point in between the two things, like the two doorways,
You talking?
where you getting in.
The one where it's the big open thing with the columns?
Yes, the first area, the
yes.
first point.
Well, that's not always the first point.
That's the first point that I always play on. I used to be able to. You could pretty much kill people that would like walk in, especially if they were like McCree or Winston, like slow characters.
What you talking about?
Way harder now. It's so hard to kill them, and if they have decent aim, if it's like a soldier or a McCree and they have decent aim, they can pretty much kill you. But his magazine capacity was increased in Sentry mode from 200 to 300, which I guess is compensation for having Stormtrooper accuracy.
You can just dump lead.
And then his recon mode was buffed. Really is the thing, is they nerfed Sentry mode and buffed recon mode. But another buff before we get into the thing that people like to talk about. Actually, no. I think this is the big change that you mentioned to me. Ironclad is a new passive he has.
Yep.
When in Sentry mode or in his tank, is it just called tank? Tank configuration?
I think it's called configuration tank, yeah.
He gets an ability called Ironclad, which increases his resistance by 25%. He can survive some ultimates now. It's pretty good, I guess. The problem is, the way they've changed him, you don't want to be in Sentry mode all the time. It's basically making him more viable in Recon mode as the buff nerf that went on. I'll try and pull up the patch notes. You can talk about it while I try and find this.
I don't know. It's a weird change. So, Bastion was kind of designed to be what's the opposite? Stationary? Stationary. He's designed to be a stationary character. Like, I mean, not exactly Torbjorn, but Torbjorn. You stand there and he shoots. So it's a little bit weird that they want to buff his mode where he's not stationary. But, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I don't know. What they want to do is Blizzard is going to be constantly changing the meta. All these games do that because they want to change it up. So I think this is them sort of trying to create a new meta, but I don't know what it's going to be yet.
Okay, so the buff was his recon mode. The bullet spread was decreased by 25%, and the magazine was increased from 20 to 25. And the big thing that I was talking about that I thought made him a bit better than before is his self-repair. While before you had to sit still to use
You
it,
can use it
but you
while
could use it
moving?
infinitely.
What?
Now you can use it while moving and through damage.
That is ridiculous.
It's been switched to secondary fire, so whatever you have that set up to. Hopefully on PC you'll be able to change it to not that.
So it's like Diva's thing.
It's also now a meter that you have.
Yeah, so this sounds a lot like Diva's alternate fire, the shield.
Yes, but I'm hoping that it's more. Because her thing lasts for like a 15th of a second.
Yeah, I don't know.
So there's nothing else really big. It's just him.
Except they nerfed his tank mode a little bit. That's something.
It no longer grants armor
armor.
bonus, but that's because of Ironclad. And I'm sorry,
Yeah.
it's 35% less damage.
Which, from the footage I've seen, is pretty powerful, but I don't know. The rest of the stuff does sound pretty significant, nerf-wise. It's weird.
I've never been ulted while I was playing the PTR with this, so I can't
Okay. Yeah.
tell you if he can survive them. But yeah, I could tell that I could sit there for longer in sentry mode because I could heal and sit there and take damage.
Did you happen to get to see, once you deplete the meter, how long it takes to recharge?
I was never really paying attention because
Okay.
I was trying to mostly play in recon mode to see if that was any better. And it's better, but the problem that I have with his recon mode is it's so slow.
It's slow, and he only has 20 bullets in his clip, which is pretty low.
And the bullet spread stuff, it makes it fairly accurate, but you eat through that ammo so quickly that I was just getting outgunned by soldiers in McCree's.
I take that back. It got increased to 25.
Yes, it got increased. It's not really, it's a moot point, I think, with the Bastion. The people that I saw were going crazy about this. They're like, oh, how could they buff him? It's a huge nerf if you think about it as well.
Yeah,
The Ironclad, if none of the Sentry nerfs happened and they just gave him all this and Ironclad, he would be overpowered.
Yeah.
But because of the nerf to his Sentry mode, his most useful mode, it's just kind of a moot point. The headshot damage the multiplayer has been removed from Sentry mode.
Yeah, he can't crit now.
He can't deal crit damage.
And I don't even know if he'd be able to hit a headshot.
His bullet spread is always at maximum. So it's very noticeable when you're shooting at people from like a decent distance.
I don't know, this sounds interesting. So, from what I understood at first, it sounded pretty powerful, but yeah. So like when you first start firing, does it look like this? The thing's like shooting everywhere?
It depends on what you're firing at.
Okay.
So the footage that we have is from the actual game, like right now. The patch. So once the PTR is released into the full game, like once it's gone through, we will play it again and give our opinions. It doesn't feel like Bastion's better or worse after these changes. In the developer comments, it says the goal of these changes is to move some of Bastion's power from Sentry to Recon while keeping its Sentry mode a strong option. It's not really anymore.
It sounds like they're trying to get rid of like what Bastion was designed for, though. It's weird.
And I think new players from like Christmas are annoyed by Bastion because they don't know how to counter him.
Yeah.
But when I was playing, and you can probably see it in the footage, once people found me, and even if I would set up somewhere different, once you know how to kill the Bastion, it's not hard.
No.
You get killed by everything. Like, I got killed by Widowmaker a few times. Farah killed me.
Any sniper, McCree,
Soldier. It's just, he's really good against taking down tank shields.
Yep.
And by tank shields, I mean tank shield, because nobody's playing Winston. He's good at doing crap damage a lot of times, because once they hear that they're not gonna stay there unless they're really slow. Unless it's another Bastion, normally they'll just run away. So
Yeah.
it seems like they want you to not sentry.
I don't know what the point of this is, just because glancing over the patch notes, I mean, they nerfed the tank mode, they nerfed the sentry. Why, though? I mean, it's not like Bastion was designed to be played in his recon mode. It's not like that's his thing. It's weird. I don't get that, but okay.
Yeah. And that's pretty much the only...
I think there's one other option, or one other thing we should talk about. This sounds pretty powerful.
So, Mercy is now invulnerable
While casting her ult.
while casting
That's
Resurrect.
pretty powerful.
It's pretty... I mean, the problem with her... She's just not as good as Lucio or Anna. And this will make her ultimate better.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you have to get in there to use it first.
Yep.
So, she's still really squishy.
Yep.
So, it doesn't matter as much. I don't play her that often. When I'm playing as a healer, I'm playing as Lucio or Anna. I think this maybe might increase her pick rate in competitive a little bit at the lower levels. But I don't think this will have much effect on high-level play just because Anna and Lucio are so strong.
Yeah. I think maybe as a secondary support, I could see this being pretty powerful, though.
Yeah. But if you're playing at high-level competitives, you're already running 2 supports. And at low competitive levels, it's not even... You're lucky to get a Zenyatta on your team.
I can sense some salt.
If you're not... I always
The salt
play the
is
healer.
strong with this one.
And all the other updates is just allowing you to change the sensitivity of a lot of things.
Did Anna get nerfed?
No, it's just allowing you to change the sensitivity of her... Whatever. Nano boost.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. I didn't check that out. I pretty much just played Bastion a few times.
Okay.
They're also adding in server browser
browsers.
and capture the flag. I didn't like capture the flag, but I'm just
I'm glad it's there.
glad they're adding in a new game
I'm
mode.
glad.
It says capture the rooster has been without a doubt Overwatch most popular brawl. Well, considering the fact that capture the flag is in almost every FPS shooter, of course it was.
Oh, this is cool, though. They're actually adding in versions on the other control point maps, not just Lijiang Tower. That's cool.
Well, I mean, it wasn't. All they had to do was put the flags there.
It's not hard, but I think it's cool that they're doing that.
So, I don't think this patch is going to have a whole lot of effect on anything.
No.
Maybe, we're not high-level players. Maybe it will. Maybe Bastion will become the Overwatch Jesus with his amazing play.
So here's the thing. Bastion is the low-level player's bane. When I first started playing the game, and I think everybody had this phase when the game first came out, Bastion was, immortal. This dude was insane. Certain maps, you were dead. That's why I'm a Hanzo main, is because he pissed me off so much. I played Genji, he was my main, and I was like, nope. Started to play a sniper. And then people were like, oh, wait, I can kill him with Soldier. Oh, I can kill him with Pharah. And Bastion dropped off hard. So, I think, I seriously don't know how this is going to work. Just because it's one of the weirdest changes. Because it's like nerfing Torbjorn's turret, but then, buffing his gun. Why would you do that? It's weird.
It's just kind of pointless.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to have any real effect. Like I said, I don't think that these nerfs to a sentry mode were necessary just because after you've fought against him a few times, you can kill him.
You know how to kill Bastion.
So, what I really think they need to do is just add in more characters, I think is the problem. They want to see, why I think they're doing this is they want to see more characters picked. Because they have characters that you almost never pick. Symmetra. You almost never picked her, and you still almost never pick her. So they buffed her a whole lot. Zenyatta, you picked him early in the game, and then they nerfed him a whole bunch. Now he's just an average pick. Lucio has always been a must pick.
I think, though, that like League of Legends, that's just going to be the reality of Overwatch.
Well, I think if they add in more characters, and instead of nerfing Lucio like every single patch,
that's some salt there too.
They nerf all these characters just because they get picked higher. But if they buffed other characters, they wouldn't run into this problem.
But let me ask you this, though. Do you think there will ever be a time where Lucio, Soldier, and Ryan aren't almost must-picks?
No, I think those are three just really easy to play, strong characters.
Yep.
But I think if they added in... it's a problem that a lot of people who thought that Overwatch wasn't worth the $40 asking price or $60 on consoles said there's just not enough content. And I think they're starting to realize that by adding in Capture the Flag as a full-time event or game mode.
I don't know.
I think if they made Sombra better, made her a decent pick, if they made characters like Genji, Widow, Hanzo decent picks, it would just feel better.
So, and the other thing to note about that's pretty much all competitive talk, though. I mean, quick play.
Yeah, but in quick play, I'm tired of picking the same characters over and over again because to have fun.
Just start playing different characters.
I just don't want to. I want them to add more characters.
And they did. And they did.
They've added in 2.
And they've been both great, in my opinion.
They need to add more. If they want this game to be at the stakes of League of Legends...
I think it will be.
Dota.
I think it will be.
They need to add in more characters, more maps, and they're doing good with the maps. They need to add in new game modes.
They're working on that too.
Buffing Bastion was the correct thing to do, but I think nerfing Bastion was retarded.
So, I think that... So when they nerfed Roadhog, right, he was basically in every game. Bastion's not really been picked much, so the nerf is odd.
Yeah, the buff isn't weird to see.
No.
But I don't think he needed to be nerfed as well. So, that's really just what we have to say. We went on for a long time about this. It's really just because we find it so strange.
Mr. Doctor? Strange?
Yes, Mr. Dr. Professor Patrick. It's just weird that they did this. There's some characters that I think are in desperate need of a buff, like Hanzo.
Hanzo's not that bad.
He's not that bad, but he's just not nearly as good as any of the other characters. There's characters that need a buff. Bastion wasn't one of them.
No. I think there are some. I think we will see more in the next little bit.
I'm hoping that this isn't the first string of buffs to come in. I'm hoping we see more buffs than nerfs.
There will be.
That's it, guys. Do you have a closing statement that you'd like to share? You seemed like you wanted to share something.
No, you seem like you want to end.
We've been rambling.
So, play Overwatch. Keep playing it. Keep supporting it because I love this game and I don't want it to end.
Yeah. So if you did enjoy the video, leave a like and subscribe. And if you have different opinions on the Bastion nerf buff, tell us, I guess, down in the comments how dumb we are or how he needed to be nerfed way more or whatever. I don't really care if you disagree with us because it's a subjective thing what you think about this. I don't think it was necessary.
Yep.
That's it, guys.
That's it.
No more. Why are you still watching? What's wrong with you? Yeah, they stopped watching for like 20 minutes ago.
No,
they stayed
5 minutes
for 5
into the video.
seconds.